Greetings, this is Frina Rinometra. I welcome you to my recap of the Critical Role One Shot Legend of Legend of Zelda. Look out! Here we come. Um, uh, just a real quick backstory, but it was a toss of which one if I was going to do this or the Mortal Kombat one first. I was starting to edge more toward Mortal Kombat first because it has more is takes less time the actual to watch. It's a short video, but I ended up choosing this one because well I end up because of what I ended up choosing for my homebrew at the end. Anyway, let's get into it. Tonight we have Liam, along with Matt GMing. We have Liam, hmm, Emily Axford, who you remember as the who played Prism. Apologize butcher his name. Omar Najam. Mm, Robbie David. Mm, and Marissa. After a quick denote of that this takes place uh, um like would have been put. This game is based specifically off the Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and sort of like would take place during the during the beginning of the game, I presume. I never actually played it. Uh, and a quick note: they wanted to make sure we understand that these are not canon events in Legend of Zelda. Big surprise. Anyway, we it's time. First, we get into the introduction. Welcome to the Kingdom of Hyrule. Here, after 100 years of calamitous existence, here the missing hero, swordsman Link, is gone in a time of great turmoil. The people await for Zelda to finally rise up and banish the terrifying calamity Ganon, and with Link's help, succeeded not too long ago, and ending the 100-year reign of terror. Some time has passed since, and the people of Hyrule were built. They expand. They begin to transition from a time of turmoil and now into a time of contemplation and expansion. And it's here, not far from the outskirts of Hyrule Castle, in the bustling fort area known as Lookout Landing, where a research group has been working hard under to look to now look into some of the mysteries that still remain here in the land of Hyrule. One of which being the mysterious Zonai people of ancient Hylian history. Only brief facets of their existence have been uncovered in the years that have passed, and they've grown to be a rather strong fascination for a number of researchers that work under or adjacent to Para. One of these researchers has been chosen to helm a site excursion toward the nearby Zonai ruins. It is here, beyond a number of fields, rolling hills, and dense forest, and bits of dangerous terrain, we come into the Faron jungle, and cresting the hill, one of the nearby paths, we see Marga crest the side, her packing home. Let's see. We're done with that. Uh, then we start talking about Marga herself, who is Marisha's character. And as said, when they said a researcher, she of this entire group of five in the research party is the only researcher there. There. Uh, Unfortunately, they only have the intros to the both parts for the rest of this. Now, so now it's basically all up to my notes. Uh, they are in the Farron jungle, Farron jungle, and we come upon the scene of Marga herself, a young, bright-eyed Rito, as a person who is who, despite being of those who live in the skies, is fascinated with the waters and always has her scuba equipment on her. And they're also armed with a clipboard. And for reference, now I just put up here is her head. Like when I first saw this, I thought I kind of was a little confused. I kind of thought this was just a headdress for sure. Hey, cause when there's this little dot here that and with the big guy, I thought this was the head, and it was an owl head. You also see here Rito researcher. There are three classes, by the way. This as well as three um, ability scores based on the trifles: uh, power, wisdom, and courage. Looking around anxiously, kind of slightly anxious, or was that? I forget if this is if this was supposed to talk about Marga or her fellow Rito. Oh, Tota. Eh, play. This is who is Omar's character. He's a Rito soldier, and he basically describes him as kind of a brick of a bird. Yeah. Uh, Rita Soldier, the second class, and we know this game. Well, while he's waiting, he kind of tests his shooting uh, feeling the wind through his feathers. He throws a leaf in the air to test it and manages to shoot an arrow through the leaf, performing what is called a body check, which I guess is what they use for instead of attack rolls. Mm-hmm. Attack rolls, manage to hit it, and the arrow sails off and nearly hits the next member of the excavation, Robbie's character Dink. This one, I got. Nope. Oh, sorry. Dink, a Goron, which soldier. I believe the Gorons were the stone people. If there's something, at this point, I would say slightly familiar, is because his main look is like he's heard of this hero of legend who's his basically outfit is basically a bad Link cosplay, and you could see his own weapon there, a two-handed stone sword, which looks like it does a lot more bludgeoning than slashing or piercing. Then we come across the next character, the uh, the Zoran soldier Z- Lo- Yolo Liam, who is Liam's character. Uh, uh, he's actually uh, he's actually an old friend of Marga's. Marga's friend, and just as she has a fascination, while she is an avian creature with a fascination for the submerged, he is an aquatic creature who enjoys the feeling of being airborne. And you can see he has a medallion, oh, which I get Marga also has somewhere. Saying Skydive Club. Anyway, me. And that gets us to the final character, uh, Babson Wisblom. Um, played by Emily, who's the only Hylian in in this group, and uh, and has a collection of a bag of monster part, a neat little collection. Um, um, excuse me. Uh, she's there for construction, being I guess, a worker, possibly a foreman and at the Hudson Construction uh, crew, Hudson Construction crew. Uh, Apparently, Hudson is best boss. Her purpose, her purpose there, uh, being to being to construct the base of operations. So basically, she's there to make their base of operations, which will it has to make it well because even once they're done, it'll just be for other further future expeditions set up camp. So there. At this point, Matt gives a brief explanation to what the system you're using. It is a modified version of the powered by the apocalypse system. I do not how to know that. And the system is this: all rolls are made by with a two d6. If the totals equal 1 through 6, uh, if you're wondering how two dice can come up with one, that it also counts their modifiers. And sorry, and a 1 through 6 is an automatic failure. Failure. Well, a 7 through 9 is a success, but there's complications. Success with a twist. uh, you accomplish what you're trying to do, but there is a consequence for it. Like a lot of times, it's losing as I say, a heart because they're using like Zelda's healing system, hmm? or HP system, or a stamina because that was also something they use there, or or potentially like whatever they accomplish. It works, but only for a short time. Uh, a 10 or higher is a complete success. It is here in this jungle that as they're walking through, that they approaching the site of the Zomni room. Uh, the Zomni ruins. And you can see much of the classic Zomni architecture of legend, including statues of like and and and, uh, and including things that depict heads which are draconic or bestial in nature. But as they approach, they spot an existing fire, and around it, three massive lizard-like beings. long curved horns, wearing piecemeal armor, all bearing pole arms. These, thankfully, they're far enough off that are unnoticed by these, as Matt reveals. Lizzo Foss. They could always go around, but unfortunately, Babs identifies that as the perfect construction site. Apparently, the pool's going to look great when it goes in. These being actual the monsters, they decide they have to clear the site, and Dink is on it.
All right, so head on. Oh no, these are soldiers.
I mean, I'm not a soldier, but I'll come.
Okay, I'll lead the way. Huh?
And I'm running, but I'm also tucking and rolling every 2 feet for no reason. Yeah.
I hear this is a faster way to get there.
My attention was elsewhere. So when I turn around,
I'm rolling down the hill right now.
And I notice
toward the enemy.
Very dangerous monsters. I will suddenly start loading my bow and arrow, chasing after you.
Easy enough to do. You're getting quite a bit ahead of the troop, and also the element of surprise is entirely lost as all 3 of these assault foes go. They pull out their weapons.
Thank you.
And they all begin to go in like a 3-pointed charge in the direction of the massive Goron that is now rolling towards them.
No, I'm still back.
They roll for initiative. I'm not gonna bother going in going into who got what first. The only thing that I'll say on this one is that Dink ended up getting first initiative, given how he initiated this. This causes the chant of "That's just right." That's just right. Unfortunately, for the back where Marga, Yolo, and Bazar, because there's 3. You see 2 there's a sound of a rustling of the brush and rising. And suddenly 2 creatures emerge. Small leather wings. On the head, there's just a singular eye with 2 pointy teeth at the bottom. They are being attacked by 2 keys. One of them going after whoever spoke last, which in this case was YOLO. But it missed with their strikes. As does the other one who went for Marga. And then we get back to Dink.
Out of my last roll, and I'll go, "Huh, I learned this from a weird old guy in an attic in a town." Huh? And I'm gonna
In an attic, in
in a town.
You
Yeah.
to unpack that after battle.
I'm gonna-
See me after battle. We're gonna talk.
Even though I weigh almost half a metric ton, I'm gonna try to jump in the air, spread my legs out, and stick my sword down for a downward strike.
All right, go for it. So go ahead and make.
And he actually does manage to strike well onto one of the Lizafos. Well, causing another one to stop in and be on guard for this. Though the other one continues to the rest of the party. And he uses. But the other two, these two, this one of him start laying into him with multiple attacks. But thankfully, he has his stone feature trait, which means he still has two of his 7 hearts left. Uh, is this Toga starts going and or was he? Babs gives as they call a motivational poster speech. Quick one thing stuff. And then he starts using her knowledge of building a good to attach the monk, and this is why she has these old monk spikes. Uh, 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 I believe attach a Bob Bocklin or I forget. Mm, to her sword. Mm. So I had to remember whose sword it was. Unfortunately, this requires a check which she failed. But she does manage to get a strike on sword and then spends the rest of her manage to do another attempt because it's cost stamina and she still has some left. And then and manages to examine sword. It is a mixed success. Um, so it will work and give the bonus, but it will break after one use. Then we go to Tota, who in the air, who dabs onto his arrows ice choo choo jelly to his arrows. Fine. And on a hit, this will now cause the target to lose 1 stamina. Margot, you also tries to does equip a horrible horn to horn and attaches this to Will's weapon.
This is not my forte. I'm gonna pull out my gun, or my gun. Pull out my gun!
Look, the 100-year calamity really changed Hyrule.
Ancient tech.
You pull out your
Bow.
bow, okay.
Let's see. At the end of this game, that might be true. And then I'm gonna fire at the one that's looking real rough.
You got it.
And I add my power.
No, yeah, your power lowers his defense. So what's your power?
-1.
Okay, so he gets +1 to his roll.
Okay.
That's a 10 for him, so he manages to dodge.
Okay, guys. But okay, thankfully on Yellow's next turn, he manages to do a mighty swing and down both pieces. Like they just have time to look and go like in an oh crud moment, and before nothing but residue in the wind. And apparently, because they have a scouting system and stuff, 2 quiche eyes, which can now also be equipped to weapons for effects. Quiche. Dink immediately attacks the Lizafos, who was in the condition, downing him. And the fight goes on. Lewis manages to wound. Yellow manages to. Yeah, this is an abridged fight, by the way. There will be a link in the description. Please go check it out to see the full video, where it's not just narration. Yellow man wounds remaining Lizafos, both of them, I believe. And they're both rough. Then go to Babs, who
It does, so you can go ahead and toss that.
Okay.
Blaze of glory.
Is that 5 with the Horrible Horn added?
It was, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But now it's
But
gone.
I do have a stamina to try to attach another.
Whoa,
There is
hold on a second.
There is a temptation to just keep adding to Yolo's weapon. Will I do I have a chance of compromising this amazing weapon?
Well, each weapon can have one thing attached to it.
Oh, okay,
So-
okay, great. Okay, so I won't do that.
Awesome though.
I wanted to just hear
Just to
from
make
you.
one
YOLO.
massive
Yeah.
nuclear weapon of a melee strike.
yeah. Anyway, and then Babs manages, I believe, to get the how you want to do this on the final Lizafos. It does what you call an impression of Dink doing an impression of Yolo. And the skeleton remains. They get 2 horns from the Lizafos and both eyeballs of the Kisses. The arrows with the eyes cannot be defended against, in other words, it's an automatic hit. And then Dink goes and finds also finds several rocks, which, thanks to his Garon lineage, he promptly eats to try to start restore himself. and we're getting one heart. They start. They make it to the after successfully clearing out the excavation site. They immediately start to make the area for anything sustenance to any sustenance that you use for the night and to help heal themselves. So they find two acorns, which almost are valuable food source of this. A mighty thistle and an apple. They're trying to cook the thistle on a skillet, and they continue searching the excavation site for anything else they can use.
Okay. Dink is squatted by the fire, concentrating very hard, and he's got a tiny little skillet with just one acorn in it. And he's just trying to cook it over the fire. Oh,
Oh no.
5.
That's a. You don't know if it's your fault or you just found a not great acorn.
Blame it on the acorn.
But it's a little hollow. It's a little mushy. It's not gonna do much uncooked, unfortunately.
And my acorns are worth nothing uncooked. That's okay, guys.
Can I do a little? Wait,
Fire is cursed.
hold on. Actually, you just need a little. Let me put some seasonings on, and can I put my little thing on so he thinks he cooked it right?
A little switcher.
Sure, yeah.
Switcheroo. Wait, hold on. There's something salvageable in there.
What is it? What is
Yeah,
it?
there's something that was just peeking that skillet.
I'm a professional chef.
What did I get? Oh my god, thank you. Well, that's very nice of you. I'm all jacked.
All right, just want to check something real quick. Anyway, they talk about this like as they start talking about the fire and stuff. They point out someone says you only live once. Someone points out like the hero, aka Link. Oh, what was this? Actually, there are several people who seem to keep on popping up throughout time. Like, like it's also Zelda, Ganon, a lot of support guys, such as what's her name? I think she was first introduced in she was Link's friend in his hometown in the town he grew up in Ocarina of Time. Comment who these people are, these recurring characters are in the comments if you can. And during the night, they attached the Elizabeth horn to both Yolo's boomerang and to Dink's stone sword. Suddenly, as I go, they hear yes. Now, a while back, well, they kind of heard like a low rumbling and they thought like they want something along the way. But now they hear the low rumbling again, but this time, it's getting stronger. The ground starts shaking. The sky is darkened. There's a purple hue to them now. Oh, things shaking stuff, and they decide per Toto's suggestion to go find some sort of cravat or something place that provides more shelter and find a divot in the hill So there are these thud sounds across the room. They look up to see the shot. It is hard to quite make out. There clouds. The sounds fade, and and a rain begins. The shadows are still there though. One's almost directly overhead. You see, there's another shadow on there, and it appears to be some form of landmass, like a airborne island. And they can see over the one nearly blood something falling, a massive stone of some sort, of skies, and they had to jump out of the way to avoid it. Two of them they all avoided, though two of them were close enough to get hit by to take some damage from the rockets that are launched upon its landing from the ground. And it's an interesting thing. Parts of it look natural and stuff, but other parts look chiseled and sculpted. And whatever this is, it shows it shows some signs of Zomai architecture. There's a brief discussion of Toda immediately says, "Okay, I know it's positive, but we gotta go now," and stuff. And there's a discussion whether or not to stay or go. It's leaning towards a lot staying. And because of course the researcher doesn't want to leave now. So, yeah, stuff. She's friends with knows always two of the soldiers, and Babs is kind of interested by the architecture. Upon further examination thing, it looks like it's part of it. Like it looks like a section of an underground structure, some sort of basement or. I'm trying to let's see him. They also discovered some artifacts there. Um, a a stone wheel and a stone slab, which apparently can actually be used as a cart. Yeah, um, there's a quick thing where they do like they try to inspire one of them tries to inspire another, and I think this was specifically Babs who has a trait for this. Babs talks about how how she was doing construction until the very decisions in the lightning fields for making some prick's second house or something. And but the light they were getting scared, so she put a lot of lightning together, put a lot of meat in it, and watched it just zaps and cook the meat. And thus she is the Hylian. He is the inventor of the hot dog in Hyrule. And she tried to use it like you could make do with the best with what you can make do with the best you have. Sort of inspirational thing. And this inspires well it was unsuccessful because she did because Emily didn't realize it was only meant to. You can only use it on one person per speech and stuff, and there's a cooldown time. But then they start having to smell something like a sour rot odor. There is a sort of array of unusual things, and their weapons start to, as they say, to wither and stuff. And there's a corruption in it of some sort. All the weapons are now considered decayed and have limited uses. Then they see something exit the structure. It's some sort of zombie construct, like a little robot thing. And spots one of them, manifests a weapon, and goes in for attack. While they're starting to initiate combat, they notice red glows within the bushes. Something else is approaching.
Oh god. Double one.
Wait, no, I just inspired
Oh
you.
yeah.
I
You can reroll both.
I can reroll both. Yes. Oh my god. Do I have my wisdom?
Yes.
Oh man. This still's not enough. It's a 6.
6 is not enough, unfortunately. You have no idea what this creature may be hiding, prepared to do. All you know is it's Zonai, and it looks angry.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think something gets a 6%. I know it goes looking for something to use as a shield. Uh, um, I believe Yolo uses his battle grace to make himself harder to hit. They keep on attacking this thing. This as I think they call it a what was it? Zomian soldier. Start looking rough. Out of the bushes come some small fire choo-choos, which try to attack. Babs comes in and uses her structural weakness straight to and aims her attack at the weak point in this little automaton robot's this automaton slash robot's weapon, shattering it. Then
Okay. I'm gonna look at Dink. Inside its chassis,
Yeah, deep in his tummy.
deep in its tummy,
Deep in his tummy.
there's probably like a battery
Okay.
or like a power source.
What's a battery?
It's like its heart.
Okay, heart. Got it. His
Yes.
heart's in his tummy. Go on.
And if you punch through it
Punch his tummy hard.
and then and you rip it out,
Yeah. What?
we might be able to stop it.
You. You want me to rip its heart out?
Yes.
Seems a little dark, but okay.
These are dark times.
I get it. You're on deck, Dick. Let's go.
They got back.
And then as I'm telling him this,
Actually, she equips an electric eye to her arrow, or whatever weapon it was. I think it was a arrow. It fires and ends up taking out this Zomai soldier construct. Sparing Dink the horror of having to rip someone's heart out. Dink well, they are like. And stuff. They defeat the remaining Chujus and start the harvest. Dink kind of gets all tear, but goes in and tries to do the rip out the heart to quote rip out the heart of the remaining Chuju, and takes it there. Galtier. One of them comments that if you're good too about this, why are you a soldier? And he's wondering if he should start taking a new job. Bab says he could try applying at Hudson's company, Hudson's crew. He's a good guy. He could help. They managed to take from its heart, a zonai charge. They look up. They see now there are dozens of these air islands in there. And off of this, they could see in the distance Hyrule Castle, being in case it's surrounded by a red and black energy and stuff, and is lifted into the air, floating. And at this point, they all agree that the best thing that agreed because the narrator Matt, the GM Matt says they all feel this now. Is they think that the best thing to do is now to just get home to safety and find out what's going on, and that's what they go to break. There is the trailer for the epic trailer for Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. After which, it's just an art gallery of different different promotional images for the Tears of the Kingdom. After which we back. They decided to leave, but Marga decides to get a quick charcoal rubbing of some of the carvings on the segment uh, uh, the segment of the structure that fell, and they construct a car, attaching the wheel to the slab, which has a slightly floating property. And using the Zomian the Zomai charge to power it. Though they only have limited charge, so they mainly just keep pushing it and taking it with us to get so they have something. And it could come in useful later. And in order to inspire, Babs does another flashback thing to him, and
Right. Actually, I'm gonna tell you a different story.
I'm gonna sit
Picture.
cross-legged right in front of her.
Picture. Camera zooms in on the Gerudo Valley.
What's a camera?
That this
Yeah.
Chica used to have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, canonically, yeah.
We're breaking ground on a shopping mall in the Gerudo Valley. I'm at the excavator.
Okay.
I'm about to claw right into the sand, and there's a rustling. It's a sand seal with a litter of pups. So, I mean, obviously, I think twice about what I'm doing. I'm not gonna disrupt them, just for a shopping mall.
Displace an entire family.
Exactly. So instead, I built a public library.
Seals?
In the same place, though.
The spirit of that, Babs, is incredible. Genuinely, the execution of it.
this haunts her for the rest of the game.
Motivated somehow.
What?
On top of
We should endanger some animals.
The seals
What
were
I'm,
mean.
trying,
Yeah, was it?
what I'm trying to say is you gotta burn a couple seals to make libraries. So let's do
I've heard
it.
that saying before. Can't make a library if you don't burn a couple seals.
Exactly. So you are
Yeah.
inspired.
I feel so inspired. Yeah. Man.
Yola just looks down at all of his own first degree burns and just kind of shrugs.
Also being product.
Alrighty, so you were first attempting to
Thanks for
assemble the
my
wheel in the cart?
What makes it?
And they pull the cart for a while. They see off the side small pig-like creatures. Mhm. Like three of them, and they chuck something at them. And they nearly avoid getting hit by this, I think it was an incinerator somewhere. Before, as they're off to the side, they see 3 or 4 more. These are bokoblins. They're shooting flaming arrows. They start shooting flaming arrows at the after the quick thing, Margus goes down. not from a fire arrow, but she she gets wounded and stuff, but she tries to assemble some arrows and stuff with one like the fire choo jelly, but her success is a mixed one. So and basically um it'll either have one cut or she takes one heart. If you choose to take the heart and go down with the last action handing off these new ones. Tota sees a projectile coming at him and tries to shoot it out of the air with fire, but misses. And he is struck with, and he finds this uh, that this thing is sticky and sticks to him there. It is a pine cone, a Hylian pine cone, known for being explosive. The treasure, he uses the fact that he now has this thing. He flies around the goblins to as cover draw their fire because now he has this sweet explosive target on him, which they want to detonate just to buy their own some time. One of them does notice the group trying to escape and it sends throws a shock through, which will when splatters will send out a surge of electricity. Thankfully, they they uh they use all the charge and to power up this makeshift car and they go flying off and they go rolling off our way just in time. It's it and seeing that their thing is escaping and they no longer have the advantage, the little columns back off. They get to a clearing where they rest. Now that they're safe and stuff, Marga goes back up one heart, and there's a little bit of a conversation.
Okay, think
Oh, yeah.
we got people to feed.
Oh, you want to consult with me about the plan?
Is there a plan on getting some grub for our friends?
Oh, you tell me that I'll do it.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna dispatch you. You go
You're gonna
get.
dispatch me? No!
Think I didn't want it to come to this. I just wanted you to get some fruit.
I knew it! Seal killer!
As I'm doing my lap, I'd love to swing by this if that's all right.
Hey, she said she was... Secret buddy, she said she was gonna dispatch me.
Why are you stage whispering on the back of the car?
Because she's my secret buddy. This is how we tell our secrets to each other.
I need a banana.
Okay. I'm gonna put my weapon down. Okay? You and we're gonna fight.
How do I know I can trust you?
Because we're gonna fight later, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, right now, we gotta get some.
Basically, now they gotta go once again do a search for food, so they can use it to heal. They find Yanagon, some coarser bee honey, a batch of mighty bananas, an apple, and also they find some rocks. As they go, they come across the path leads to a cavern, and they know, and because they of their work, they know that this leads to the Fiddler Woods excavation site. As they enter and stuff, they start hearing this whirling sound. Uh, there, well, eventually, they some owl talk. Through two different conversations, we reveal that Marga and Tota actually have a Pascha, and both kind of actually like each other. But they're just circular. I think they used to be together, but they're no. But they still seemingly have feelings for each other. Inside the car, they find another Z- Zomi Zomian structure. It has some shelving there and stuff. And now there is another Zomian construct. This one like twice the size of the last one. And they start deciding what they want to do. Well, they want to get to continue on. They have to get past this, preferably without being spotted. Eventually, they two of them. I think it's uh, either Dink and one of the other two soldiers. I'm trying to remember. They have a mixed success for stealth. In this case, it means that their stealth. It means that they make a sound. It's alerted to something. It doesn't actually know where the precise location of, but it's aware that there's some. But the contract is now aware that there's something in the city. Begins actively searching. Uh, back with the rest the conversation, and Babs kind of admits that she kind of there might be also some chemistry between Dink and Babs. Babs not being part of this, and which leads to interesting
Grub for these two. So I'm gonna go look for food.
Okay.
But you and I.
uh, to, okay. Yeah.
It's a gorgeous little ride.
I'm so sad I missed it.
We got 2 more charges, so I think you're gonna get your chance to drive it.
Yeah, I
Also,
got.
does Toda still have a explosive attached to them?
You do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can I try to extricate it?
You may indeed. You can go ahead and make your choice, power or courage, to try and remove it.
It's gonna be power.
I could just hit it off with my pole arm.
Okay, well,
That sounds really
Hold
cool. Yeah.
still.
no, wait, no, I think
YOLO, come on, get
uh,
on there. YOLO, YOLO, YOLO.
Babs thinks my. Anyway, what I was looking for, but I think I wrote down the wrong.
This is how we tell our secrets to each other.
I need a banana.
Anyway, okay, just go. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what's on.
Of these land masses at different levels. Just
Okay, I don't know where this actual clip is. Anyway, it starts looking for, and decide to book it to the cart. The people who went ahead, the two who tried to book it by cart. They try to distract and stuff. It sends this cylindrical missile out to attack them. Distract. They try to do a quick assembly, but it's only punches them. And lose 1 heart for it. This is something to try to hold. Like it was like I remember it was something to sort of like hold the creature off thing off. Like either it would only stop it for a round or it stopped, but they chose to lose the heart. Uh, they manage to get one of the cylindrical rockets too. Oh, and they use the remaining charges to try to go to power up their car and go, and they manage to exit the car flying up in the air a little bit, but a rocket comes in really afterward, hitting it and destroys the car, specifically the slab portion, the wheel, and the Uh, Zomi and the Chard is still intact, but the slab is just. They take a moment to get to figure out where they are. They know they're near the Hylia Bridge, which is near both Hyrule Castle and Lookout Landing. They try to scavenge what they can from the cart remains. Discover one place of it can flood the sky and is now a Power Stone. As they continue on onto the bridge, like you actually riding the uh, uh, actually riding on the Power Stone. They see off the side. Well, don't actually do it. Sorry, trying to remember what happens. They notice that on a nearby hillside there is this massive single glyph covering it. And in the water, there is a whirlpool that keeps reappearing. Then another massive stone lands near them. So they start to continue onto the bridge using the hoverstone. They're halfway across when suddenly they hear this noise from behind. And they see jumping off from a perch to start flying toward them this massive three-headed dragon-like creature. And this is something they recognize from legend, from history and myths. A creature of legend, the certain death, Gleok. The only one who doesn't seem to know is Dink, who attempts to do what Link would do.
Dink's got this little tablet on that's hanging from his chest that's got like a little carvings on it, and he takes it off and he holds it up and uses it like he's looking through it at the creature. And he's like, tell me, bitch, what I'm looking at. But it's just a rock. It's just a little piece of slate rock.
Yes.
If you'd like to make an ancestral anyway.
And I have veteran. So I am using it, but not really. When evaluating non-Zona creatures, I treat a 7 to a 9 as a 10+.
You do. Go ahead and make a roll. Add your wisdom.
Come on!
Wait, is there a modifier? Wisdom?
Wisdom.
Please! 5.
Not fun.
Nothing.
Let me just recheck this. Yep, -1 to wisdom. Um, Toto attempts to throw the launch the now dislodged pine cone at it, but it intercepts with a fireball. One has intercepts with a fireball, and they call it rockets. And the actual actually knocks out Tota. And continue fire force. They get after knocks them off the bridge. Yeah. Toto is like falling down on the. They're all hit the water, and then we find out something about Dink because of he is of the Garon people, the Stone people. He's a stone water. Dink sinks. And now it's time to bring for one of their ridiculous plans.
And the cart plummets down
Well,
along
take
with
the
Dink.
charges out so that then we would fall, and then I could put it into the rocket.
You're gonna scuttle the ship down to me
Yeah.
in a Hail Mary attempt to assemble a rocket underneath water and shoot us both to safety?
You're right. Maybe one of you.
I
should-
love it! No, I love it!
100% a plan.
What? It's
100% a
amazing.
plan.
I just had to make sure I was trying. I
this
was go
is
on the
the
visual
one.
journey with you.
We're hovering.
You are as you write this hover, you are just a few inches off the water and it's like spraying off the sides as you're like hovering off the surface. You can certainly try.
So wait, you got them.
Well, I
Or-
can handle one, maybe.
It's
or
about
I can
now.
Help.
Tota hits the surface, unconscious.
And is the demon still in the sky?
If you glance up, it is indeed the Gliok is like it's up, it's still above the bridge and it's like circling around. It's still a distance, but it's looking.
So many problems.
So many problems. Okay, do you want to maybe go for Dink?
I will. I'll say that I went for Tota, but I saw Dink like plummet so much faster,
Yeah.
and then just cut through the water to go down.
Then I'll go for Tota.
Okay. So
And
for both
then
of you,
You can be plan cart.
I can be Plan B if you have a hard time. We can do something.
okay, so you're still directing on your own. You're the only person on the cart cruising
I
towards.
haven't taken it out yet.
Okay, so you're holding on to it. You have your hand on the.
Oops. And with and the ground Tota, but it's a mixed success. And while she can manages to get to him, she is able to get to the cart. Eventually, they all do that. At least that round, they all eventually do get to it or to the hoverstone, and they use the rocket as a propulsion system. Launch escape. Though they escape the creature, though they have a crash landing. As a relevant situation,
Back up towards the bridge that it now claims as its territory.
You're very courageous and brave.
I lied about catching the shooting.
Courageous and brave.
I lied about.
she's talking about since they were doing a dragon before. I guess I should that she once like noticed those like more peaceful dragon-like creatures like that floating around, and going up actually managed to jump onto one. And as soon as she lands, a shooting star came and she caught it. I'm surprised that this was
Sorry.
fully
I never got a shooting star.
I kind of knew. But it didn't matter.
Hey,
It's about the imagery.
Well, they now have to abandon the Hoverstone is told. Eventually, though, they see someone approach them. This older Hylian gentleman, Kadav, who was part of they call it monster control crew. Basically goes and clears out like problem areas as to make it safe for the people. Well, how he and his crew actually were on, were doing a patrol when they were ambushed by bokoblins. The rest of his crew was captured. And stuff. Tell us how they have a nearby stronghold and stuff. Basically, he actually got near one something that rare about energy, but it made him feel diminished and weak. Stuff. He talks about the rest of his crew. Drossum, Ratak, Radak, and to do stuff. They go and find. They go and start and find this structure. It's like the stronghold. It's a bunch of some huts around it, with one particularly big one hut around the center. Huts. They can see the captives and stuff. One of the goblins is harassing one of the captives. Another is being guarded by these winged frog-like creatures. They separate how they want to engage the enemy stuff. If they want to just try to sneak in and get. But they are spotted and they begin the assault. There's like a there is no maps in this cut, but it's all theater of mind, as you could probably realize. If I have one stuff, one of them makes it to uh I think Margot makes it to a chest at some point in the fight. Finds several fruit suit which are difficult and this nice hammer. At some point, Tota and Margot decide to get back together. And then I was watching this a bit late at night, so my memory's a little fuzzy. They managed to take out a good number of the Bokoblins, the Bokoblins. Then this massive out of one of the big hut comes this massive Bokoblin, it's like some sort of chief or boss. It notices them that they're angry at the fall and immediately grabs one of its other Bokoblins and tosses it at Tota, knocking both out cold. Toto falls on lands falls, hitting an area of tall grass. The field. It then grabs its actual primary weapon, this huge club, and engages the others. The fight continues. Babs manages to use her structural weakness strength to destroy this massive club early on, which was good because it can take like 6 or 7 hearts out with a hit. Marga manages to get to her it manages to force feed his unconscious. No, healing's ability. Sorry, it manages to force feed to one of the fruit she found, allowing him to come back up. But the fight is starting to go real bad. Yola gets knocked out. Like so, he's like an upper swing knocks him out and into a field, sends him flying into it. Fabs goes down. At one point, goes in with a mighty swing at the boss, who manages to catch the handle of the hammer. She got to the chest, which probably was his to begin with, and it takes that. And then it hits Margaret with it, knocking her down, taking her down. Kota and Dink are the only ones left. Dink comes in with one last attack, and started like spinning around, doing like left, and manages to get the how do you want to do this on the Bokoblin boss. Yeah. Uh, 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 boss, like he is like spinning, he really can't control it, and he just takes chunks and chunks out. As it goes, they're on this rope bridge, bridge and some of the suspension gets cut, and the thing as it falls back down into the mud. It's there. Well, Dink is up there, looking down all this, like one hand grabbing the ropes, on Helen's sword, and it's like, I thought I was just pretending. I actually am the hero. With the battle completed, they managed to rescue the captives and bring back to consciousness the down members of the party, and successfully head back to the lookout landing, where they're greeted by their fellow the researchers and members of the crew of the Hudson construction crew. Nah.
I can't remember. Just like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like that. Yeah.
So, I guess after all this, everything we've been through, the most appropriate thing is to watch you two fight.
You want to fight?
Let's do it.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
wrestle. Just like wrestle. Just
Well,
wrestle,
okay, you
okay?
pick your weapon. If it's a duel, it's a duel.
Oh.
Ladies' choice first.
Ladies' choice.
Yeah.
Guns.
Guns versus guns. So it's a showdown. Let's do it. 1,
Two.
2. Oh, you beat me. Oh, oops. You win.
Wow, it makes me feel so good about myself.
You don't need me for that, Babs.
Kind of like walk by Babs and just kind of like nudge her into Dink a bit.
Oh, you know, Dink,
Is it? Oh, I'm just gonna let it
you
play.
really whetted my appetite with the,
Never mind. This is that apparently she already has they jokingly said apparently she has had twins. But apparently she actually does have twins. Specifically, 3 sets. She has 6 kids. Things seems to be okay with that though, so it's good. Uh, and as they continue the night's rest of stuff, somewhere out there, out of the distance, we see a sword wielding stranger coming in. And with that, this one shot ends. All that's left is to go over my home. I chose. No, I specifically chose because I haven't actually played the game. I have seen other play. I know that there was already that the Tears of the Kingdom have like construction aspect to it, like you build these devices and stuff in it, and that's why I chose the primary reason why I chose to do this one first over Mortal Kombat because of the construction, I decided to have the homebrew of this be my artificer subclass, and and I was getting more inspiration on what to have for that over the I won't say what it is, but the subclass I have for my Mortal I won't do for the Mortal Kombat. The fact that and it was and this should all be more appropriate as my artificer subclass is the archaeologist. Considering they were that they were basically an archaeology crew, this was so fitting. This puts an interesting flair on the artificer, though. After much searching in your career, you finally found a lost magical treasure that will help you make your mark. But uh, uh, but should it go to a museum, the secrets you could learn through it could be limitless. Um, like instead of like being the person who discovered this stuff in the center, you're the person who uses it. First off, you got your 2 level 3 uh, features. First, skilled with gear. At level 3, you gain proficiency in thieves' tools, tinker tools, arcana checks, history checks, investigation, investigation, and perception checks. All of which you have options. You could have chosen as your artificer proficiencies. If you if any of these were, then you simply get double proficiency in that particular skill, those particular skills. And now for the defining feature, the prized artifact. Uh, you basically find the source of the subclass. You find this relic which allows you to gain art long for like some lost or maybe not lost but hidden knowledge and stuff. Your relic is always will always be some form of magic item. You and your DM can discuss what it is. Recommendation DMs don't make it that powerful an object is on its own. Like its actual properties don't have to be that great because it gets a lot stronger with future features of this class. This will also work a lot well if the item is sentient. It also explain, but help explain the powers better instead of just studying the fact. Though you could still pull it off that way, and and okay, that's supposed to be starting at level 3. Whenever you take a level in artificer, and this counts for level 3. So basically, you can do this at any artificer level except the two levels 1 and 2. It has to be. You have to decide this as you take the level. You can commit that level to your relic. Studying its secrets, finding out to learning its secrets and stuff, and things. committed levels do not count toward getting new artificer spell slots. Real quick, like say you got 6 levels in artificer, but you've committed 2 of those levels to your relic. Instead of having 4 first levels and 2 second level spell slots, you only have 3 first levels. So, okay. Uh, yeah. Instead, when you when you take a short rest, you can regain a number of spell slots whose total levels are equal to half the number of committed levels. Alright. If you're wondering if this sounds why this it'll become you'll understand soon. In addition, you learn a number of warlock spells. Basically, this is adding a warlock flare. It allows you to go partially warlock in the subclass without actually taking levels in warlock. Uh, you take the total number of. Oh, by the way, uh, in regards to number of uh, uh, weighted charges and uh, number of spell slots you gain, like it's half level, but it's rounded up. Just, just like how in multi-classing, artificial levels will like like other like half casters, artificers will you take when you multi-classing with full caster, you you count half caster as and basically divides the half levels and add it onto the spellcaster spell progression thing. However, unlike the other two half-casters, the ranger and the paladin, you round up instead of down. That was what is this? Uh, and once again, you take the total amount of committed levels and divide them by 2, round it up, and basically you go to the warlock. The warlock class table. Those and specifically the spells known column, and that's how you treat those committed as warlock levels for spells known. When multi-classing, committed levels count as pack levels, and basically you add like half half your level rounded up toward the toward whatever pack magic levels you have, and same with the standard spellcasting feature for uncommitted levels. You can use your relic as a spellcasting focus. You are attuned to the relic and cannot unattune. So it's permanently committing one of your attunement slots. You always know in which direction it is in and what dimension that is in, like what plane existence, and if anyone is holding it or using magic on it. If the relic was away from your possession for over a week, you lose all benefits from the subclass until you regain your relic. If somehow this is destroyed, which shouldn't be possible, I get so you could always try finding another relic. I put heavy restrictions on this thing because of the what you could get, what your future features what the relic can do. Specifically, the next one. Upgraded relic at level 5, depending on what type of item your relic is, like what type of it gains new properties, all of which have one thing that's based on a bonus that given but is equal to your proficiency bonus minus 3. When you first take it, you actually have a proficiency bonus of 3, so you don't actually get any bonus when you start out, and you have to wait till you get more levels. Do you level up more? However, that's why they also all have a feature which is not dependent on your proficiency bonus. They all have like two parts to their building. Okay, first you have if your relic is a type of armor, you gain a bonus to your AC equal to your proficiency bonus minus 3. When you cast a spell using the relic as a focus, or if it's an actual property of the spell, a property of the relic to cast this, you gain temporary hit points equal to the spell's level. Clothing. Uh, you gain a bonus to your spell saves equal to your proficiency bonus minus 3. When you cast when you cast a spell using your relic uh, as a focus or as a property of the relic, you regain hit points equal to the spell's level, similar to the armor, but say so. And by the way, if there already is something that gives you a plus 1 or 2 or 3 to to this, it goes on top of. So, which is why your DMs be very careful what item you allow them to have. A ring, a, attack rolls for spells will cast using this relic as a focus or as a property of the relic have a bonus equal to your proficiency bonus minus 3. You know, basically specifically attack rolls, not damage and stuff. Spells cast using the relic as a focus or as a property of the relic has its range increased by 50%, rounded up to the nearest multiple 5. Range of self can also not extend can also be a range of touch now. Well, something that's naturally the range of touch, it can now extend to 10 feet. Same as uh, uh, those have a 5 feet range because let's face it, your touch, what you can touch is within 5 feet of you. Finally, if your relic is a rod, the DC of spells cast using this relic as a shape spell, focus or property of relic, bonus equal P proficiency minus 3. Spells cast the using the relic has its duration increased by 50%. Scroll. You gain a bonus to your spell saves. Spell saves equal to your proficiency minus 3. If you successfully make a saving, here's one that's more unique. If you successfully make a saving throw, you can use your reaction to inscribe the spell you just saved onto your scroll. It is treated as a spell you know or have prepared, and it can be considered both. It's considered both a artificer spell and a warlock spell. This is for classing when you're talking about for classes with features specifically denoting certain um the spells their spells specifically. Right? But it does not count as your list of known or prepared spells. You can Here's the catch: you can only have one spell inscribed at a time, and it must be of a level you have a spell slot for. The spell stays inscribed until you inscribe a different spell or finish a short rest. A staff. If it's a staff, then you basically wield it as a quarterstaff, and the and it and you basically get a proficiency -3 bonus to attack and damage rolls using it as a melee weapon, like as a quarterstaff melee weapon, as well as +3 to as also get that bonus to the damage of spells cast using the relic. 1. Attack rolls of spells cast using this relic. Is equal get the bonus, proficiency -3. Spells and cantrips cast using the relic. Uh, 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 with a casting time of one action or one bonus action can now be cast using either action. This is kind of based on Matt Mercer's rule about spellcast spellcasting. You can only cast on your turn. You can only cast one leveled spell, and then you could also, if the thing allowed, use your bonus action to cast a cantrip. Or if the spell is cast with a bonus action, then you can use your action to cast the cantrip. Well, now you can definitely get at least one spell or cantrip, or even two cantrips off. Ooh, I just about to say, as a warlock, you do get the cantrip uh, the cantrip Eldritch Blast is considered like the strongest attack cantrip. But I just realized I didn't actually add to this feature anything that allowed you to get. You only can get level spells the way it's set up right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it like that or not because for balance reasons. You can make then if the anyway if your relic is a weapon, you can make two attacks when you take the attack action, and you make one attack with specifically the two attacks per attack action is you can use any weapon you have, but you also can attack with specifically with the relic as a bonus action. When you cast a spell, cantrip, or use a magic item that is not the relic during your action. Mm, uh, you gain a bonus to the attack and damage rolls with the weapon equal to your proficiency -3. And then finally wondrous items, which is everything else not listed. Um, the DC, the spell DC of your spell DC for casting spells using the relic receives a bonus equal to your PV minus 3. All spells cast using a relic can now be cast as a ritual. Can also be cast as a ritual. One thing I'm not sure if you know stuff, but while clothing is an official type, it's there. And this is in place of potions. The thought is that the potion, it's not the actual magic property is not the would not be would be the liquid itself, which is always consumable one maybe a few uses, but there you could say the glass stuff, but then the glass would be a water side of not potion. So that's why I had clothing instead of potions. Last and now the last at level 9, uh, you get spell repository. As you take a long rest, you can store spell slots you didn't use in your relic. Your relic can store a number of spells whose level goes half your artificer level rounded down. It's rounded down for this one because this could really enhance the number of spells you can cast until you complete your and they're stored until you use them or uh, or complete a long rest. Finally, the level 15 ability. You can now add your infusion to your and your infusions, which can only be added to Monday night, can now be also added to any magic items you are attuned to, in including your relic. Uh, Other infusion rules still apply, like only one infusion per item. Stuff. And with that, this review of my subclass and of the and of this one shot is done. I thank you for joining me. This is Fury Reinventor, and I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.